Welcome into the Prune Packers live stream. You're tuning on a hot Tuesday night here in Healdsburg. It's me, Ryan Moffett, with my partner Hugo Traverso, and we've got a great matchup. It's a PEL matchup here in the Berg, and it's going to be great competition. Hugo, Prune Packers taking on the Crabs, and tell us a little bit about the new pitcher on the bump for the Pack.
Yeah, Tanner Bradley, he's coming out of Oregon, got a great resume over there. Local kid out of Cardinal Newman High School. Just finished up his freshman year. He's looking to make a big impact on this team today. It's his first start with the Pack this year, and he's looking to retire the Crabs, who are perfect so far in order.
Yeah, and he's going against this Crabs team. They're rocking tie-dye jerseys. Hugo, he's facing off against Keenan Morris, their one batter first. But backing up, Tanner Bradley, J.C. Agard, Cade Campbell, Antonelli Saviteri, Cade Ladoff in the infield, and then Jacob French, Jay Souza, and Alex Leopard out there in the green grass, and then, of course, Alex Burge behind the dish.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers, they've pretty much been pretty consistent with their lineups over the past few days, and they always bring good talent defensively.
Yeah, and might I add, both these teams coming into this game undefeated.
Yeah, it earned them both rankings, top 10 rankings on the YSN West Coast Collegiate Baseball rankings.
Yeah, Packers coming in at 3, and then the Crabs coming in at number 7 on that list. That pitch right there misses outside.
Yeah, the guy at the plate, he's out of Oklahoma Baptist, batting .372 on the year with 5 RBIs with the Crabs.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to miss upstairs for another ball. 3-1 count for Morris.
Yeah, Bradley trying to keep up the stretch of Packer starters, going at least 3 innings, striking out at least 5, and allowing no runs through those 3 innings.
This hit hard over to first base and caught only a few inches off the ground by Cade Ladoff.
That was beautiful, to say the least. Cade Ladoff just tracked that right into his glove, and that was a hard hit ball, too. Great contact. It had to have been Tanner's fastball, and it was just launched right into Ladoff's glove.
That catcher background might help, huh, Hugo?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you call a perfect right into the glove.
There you have it. Perfect pitch from the bat. So now up is Jacob Pappas for the Humboldt Crabs.
Bradley having some troubles with his command so far, but...
And a swing and a miss there from Pappas.
Yeah, Bradley, I mean, he was originally a starting pitcher, but then after some issues in high school, he switched to relief and mainly hit. And then back into college, you know, he's looking to get more reps at Oregon his sophomore year, so he's in the starting role for the Packers.
And, yeah, he's working on that control right now as he misses again in the dirt in the other batter's box.
Yeah, he's got really nasty stuff. He's just trying to locate it and trying to get guys to swing and miss, which is going to be tough against these really disciplined Crab hitters.
But right as you talk about it, one goes down, swinging. Well, not down, but he falls behind, I should say, on a nasty pitch.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Great break on that. Arm side break, low into the zone. That's what you can do against these hitters, get them tied up.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, and close to the zone, but a little too inside for the umpire's liking. Now full count here for Pappas. That'll do it. Make it a backwards K for Tanner Bradley. Strong start. 2 up, 2 down for Bradley.
Yeah, that was a hard hitter retire. That was Pappas. He's batting .647 on the year, and now it's Cameron Sewell. But Bradley seems to be cruising. It looked like he froze him in the bottom part of the zone.
Yeah, definitely saw some hesitation there from the batter.
Umpire had to go talk to him.
And say, hey, son, you just got struck out.
Yeah,
Maybe just rubbing it in a little.
Yeah, well, Tanner can do that to you. He paints.
Does that ever happen to you? Get embarrassed by an umpire or an official?
I guess so, but that was more like when I was in elementary school, I think.
Wow, that's even more rough.
Yeah, because I used to try and be like Draymond. I really looked up to Draymond Green
wow.
in basketball. Yeah.
Right. Just kicking people downstairs, huh?
Arguing calls, yeah.
Oh my gosh, little Hugo?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. He was probably a sweet kid.
Well,
said no one.
Sometimes you just need to be told to shut up, and that can be a very good thing.
After many shut-ups, you played a little more like who? Sean Livingston?
I was more of a three-point shooter.
Okay. Well,
Imagine
Tanner Bradley missing there. What's up, Hugo?
Imagine trying to think. Who's someone? Kyle Korver.
Yep.
Kyle Korver.
That matches.
Not very flashy. Can shoot the ball. Not very fast, but you know.
Not really great at anything, but you get the job done.
Yeah, I'm a worse Kyle Korver.
That's a great comparison. Me, I'm like LeBron.
Yeah, the GOAT.
Well,
you are the GOAT, Ryan. You're the GOAT of our broadcast. LeBron here.
Something like that. Here's Bradley. And that'll be a walk there for Cameron Sewell.
I'm just Kyrie Irving in this equation, or Matthew Dellavedova.
Wow, you've got some great basketball knowledge, Hugo.
Well, last finals I watched completely was that NBA Finals between the Cavs and the Warriors, 2016. I mean, I've watched every finals the Warriors have been in, the Celtics have been in, but
yeah, recently we've been competing for ratings between the NBA Finals. I think they've been beating us out by a hair.
yeah. Well, tonight's the Stanley Cup final, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's rough time for us. That pitch inside there, so that'll be the first ball against Adam Enyart.
Enyart out of St. Mary's, he's had a great start to his summer, batting .394 with 5 homers and 20 RBIs.
There's the strike right there against Enyart. Count goes even, 1-1.
Yeah, Enyart just kind of froze there. Didn't even realize it until it was crossing the plate that was going to be a strike.
Well, we'll see if he realizes that here. Here's Bradley. Swung on, chopped over to third base, fielded by Agar. And he throws it to second for the out. And a clean inning of work there for Tanner Bradley and his defense. 1 strikeout, and we're going to head to the bottom of the first to see if the Packers are the first on the board today. Bottom of the second in Healdsburg, California. And the Prune Packers are ready to do some damage here against the Crabs. And leading off for the Pack is former player of the game last, what is that? That's last week now, I guess we can say. Jay Souza.
Yeah, Jace, I mean, he hit for the cycle his last time out. He has just been an absolute dog for the Packers coming out of Texas Tech, rather, and he's from Hawaii.
You're right, Hugo. You a big fan of Hawaii?
Yeah, I love it. What is there not to love about Hawaii?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean,
I'll make you the villain.
A lackluster football team, I guess, would be there.
Wow.
But they have great football prospects, though.
This hit hard into center field and caught by Pappas out there. So you're not confident in Hawaii's football team?
Not really. I mean, they used to be very good, and then they've had some troubles with recruiting. I wish them the best. I actually, funny enough, walked in on a defensive coordinator meeting there when I was trying to find a bathroom.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you know the campus, they have the temporary football field at the Ching Athletic Center, and the way that it's all formatted is very interesting. But their baseball field's pretty nice, and I mean, you can't hate on Hawaii.
No, you can't. Shout out legendary Hawaii quarterback Greg Alexander. As right there, Alex Leopard takes his free bag.
Yeah, he's a Cloverdale guy, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Yep. I got to play on some of his teams, so great guy. SRJC Hall of Fame too.
Yep.
Local legend. So now up to bat, the 3-batter Logan Sutter. And first pitch right there, getting the bottom corner of the zone for strike number 1. And a little pick-off attempt, or just keeping Leopard humble over there. Over on first, we know his potential.
Well, Logan Sutter, he's got a new look. Shaved the beard, and
glad you brought it up.
Might be a little bit of a rally goatee.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe this is just a power goatee.
Out there looking like Iron Man with a little bit of long hair.
All right. Ooh, and a big swing from Sutter as he falls down in the count, 1-2.
And he's been Iron Man for the Pack, though. 105 miles an hour off the bat, his last home run that traveled 342 feet. It was the second hardest ball hit this year for the Pack, the hardest home run hit this year, and he's just been stellar into the U of SC next year in South Carolina.
Wow. I see what you did there.
Yes.
Why can't they just be USC too?
Technically, they are older than than USC, but I guess it's just the way that it goes.
Here's the pitch to Sutter, and did that get a piece of him?
It did. It hit him. Seemed like in the thigh. Tough start here for Oliver. He's just been kind of pulling it. He's trying to whip, and he's coming around. He's pulling his arm with his action, and it's just not really working out for him.
As weird as it sounds, there's a lot of leg to hit on these Packer bats. We've got some guys with strong trunks, Hugo.
Yeah, one of these days we have to do a little bit of a fitness update.
As a throw down over to third, not in time. Leopard advances and Sutter follows over at second.
Well, I mean, Logan Sutter, he's always been someone who's picked up stolen bases when he's been following Alex Leopard.
It's easy when you follow him.
Leopard took a massive lead there. The pitcher doesn't even step off, and Leopard's already at third before anyone knows it.
That's swung on and fouled by Jacob French.
Well, I mean, be prepared. You got a powerful hitter at the plate. Got runners loading scoring position. But yeah, what I was saying, one of these days, Ryan will have to do, who knows, maybe we go lift with them, maybe we do a little video of them, try and get some stats there.
I don't know if we'll survive that workout, Hugo.
No, I don't think we will. Squats, see who squats the most, deadlift.
You might show them up. You might walk in there and just start throwing plates around like they're nothing.
Highly doubt it.
Oh.
I have pretty weak legs, to be honest. Working on that.
You get that
though.
from your dad?
No,
All right.
my dad has jacked legs, to be honest.
Oh, your mom.
Not really.
And another, not really, all right. Another hit batter there. So Jacob French will head over to first, and now bases are loaded here for Alex Burge.
Yeah, no, so, yeah, I mean, we have a big hitter coming up. They're going to have a bit of a warm-up. Or not a warm-up, sorry, a mound visit.
Yeah, and Hugo, how'd you like the national anthem today?
It was insane. That was a great performance by a local musician who's got shows coming up this weekend. What shows are there?
Yeah, it's Ryan Woodard. His next show's tomorrow night, 5 p.m. He'll be at the Barlow in Sebastopol, and then Friday he'll be at Lagunitas Brewing, 4 to 7. So if you're into music, go check him out, Hugo.
Yeah, he's been pretty awesome, and he's doing another national anthem later on in this year, but he's been great. Him, Cece Brenner, have had great national anthem performers. The Healdsburg School was down here.
Do you play any instruments?
I used to play piano, and then I switched to guitar, and now I don't really
Nice.
play any instruments because I wasn't able to balance it with sports. But you know, it was
Couldn't get any girls with it, huh?
no, it's a fun endeavor though.
Yeah, for sure. It's an art. As that pitch misses, 2-0 count.
Yeah, again, Oliver, he just seems like he slowed down his arm action now, trying to locate, and he's had some trouble. This could snowball for the Crabs pretty quickly.
Yeah, they had that first out when Jay Souza flew out to center field, but since then it's been hit by pitch, hit by pitch, hit by pitch. 3 in a row, Hugo, if you can't tell.
Yeah, now a 3-0 count, threatening to walk another batter, give the fourth consecutive Packer a free pass.
Tongue twister.
Yeah. I was thinking of Lincoln Potters there. Humboldt
Hey,
Crabs.
PEL.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in
Humboldt
the right
Crabs.
zone.
Humboldt Crabs play the Lincoln Potters after this series, which will be another great series.
Yeah.
Up at McBean Stadium in Lincoln.
Definitely a lot of competitive play in the PEL. Is that fouled off? Talking about competition right there. Oliver getting the best of Burge.
Yeah, three ranked teams in the PEL. You got Packers at 3, Potters at 4, and now the Crabs at 7. Medford was ranked 8th last week, looking to climb back in for next week's rankings, but they're going to have some pretty good games.
Burge gets a hold of this out into left field. Caught. Leopard running for home. It's a good throw. It'll be off target slightly, and that's to the benefit of Alex Leopard, who comes in for the first score of the game.
Yeah, great job there by Leopard to, weight it down, and he just has so much speed. And you were talking about it, he is someone that has turned into a total 5-tool player. He's got great arm strength, but on top of that, power, contact, speed. He's a threat. He's a threat at every position this year for the Pack, and he's developed so much since first starting with the Prune Packers just 3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he has just been an all-star for them. You talk about that 5-tool player description. I mean, he's every part of that. Who do you think is the best 5-tool player, Hugo?
Packers or in general?
General, sorry. That was a bit vague.
And there's quite a few in the MLB. It's hard to kind of knock down to just one. Jung-Hoo Lee has really stood out this year, but he's kind of arguable when you talk about 5-tool player, just speaking on local guys.
As this grounded to the shortstop and thrown to first. Finally finding that third out, but Packers add 1 on in the bottom of the first. They lead heading into the top of the second. And how about this? Willie Mays, that's my pick. Bottom of the second, and the Humboldt Crabs look to respond. Oh, excuse me, that's what you're signaling. I thought you were telling me to talk louder. It's the top of the second, Hugo. I was like, wow, how loud do you want me to go? But thanks for the hand gesture. Not fluent in sign language, but it took me, I got there. Still Tanner Bradley on the mound for the Pack. He had 1 strikeout in that first inning of work, and he's going to look to improve on that as he faces Tate Medikoff. And a big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, Medikoff currently 5 for 11 this summer with the Crabs, which equivalates to a 455 batting average. He's also got 2 doubles over those 5 hits.
He gets a piece of that, chops it over to the shortstop. Campbell fires on the run. Oh, and they're going to say it's an out. There was a little bit in question there because Ladoff dropped it as he was trying to throw it around the horn. But they're giving it to him.
Yeah, looked pretty cut and dry there to be an out, but you never know. A lot of
What's the opposite? Uncut and wet?
I guess so. I guess so.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah,
never heard of that.
Very interesting. I've never heard of that.
You should start using that, Hugo.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit. Is that something you don't want to be credited for? All right. A gesture towards me. So here's Bradley working with 1 out. He's going against, swing and a miss by Houston Hirschkorn.
What a name, man.
I know, UC Davis guy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this kid, yes. This kid played against Stanford when I was broadcasting
Nice.
the game. Yeah, he was decent. I think he actually had a double in that game. He's a good bat. He is prone to swing and miss, though. That is something. He takes big cuts at the ball. He's trying to go yard with every swing, and it can't take everything yard.
Well, right there, you watched it go by. So now 1-2 for Hirschkorn. And there it is. He puts him away. Hirschkorn heads back to the dugout, and another strikeout for Tanner Bradley.
Yeah, just a lag there. It seemed like he just kind of broke on those 2 last pitches by Tanner. I think it was more he probably was sitting, looking for something inside, and just at the top of the zone and low in the zone, really wasn't able to get something going.
So Tanner Bradley working against Liam Forsythe now. You a fan of SEMO?
Southeastern Missouri State.
Yep, there you go, Hugo.
They had a decent. They've been having decent football seasons. I think they're a little bit angered that Missouri State is leaving FCS for FBS and not taking them with them, but we'll see.
As there's a strike right there inside part of the zone to Forsythe.
Stands filling up here in Recreation Park.
Yeah, it's a crowded Tuesday night. It's a fun thing to do here in the summer. You know, just come watch some baseball. It is hot here, but you know, you can still enjoy some nasty swings and misses just like we saw there. So 1-2 count here for Bradley. He's looking to get out of this inning. 2 outs already. Here's the pitch. Oh, big swing and a miss. Another falls victim to Tanner Bradley. 3 strikeouts on the day so far, and we'll be back in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, and there's the first pitch from Oliver. He's going against J.C. Agard here.
Yeah, out of San Jose State. It was a reliable bat for them. Good defender. He's definitely a better defender than he is hitter, but this summer he's kind of flipped that on its head. He's been a decent defender. I mean, more than a decent defender. He's been a great defender, but he's been an incredible player at the plate.
Yeah, he's had some great games. I got to interview him after one of his great games. As right here, he just crushes one out to center field, and that's a home run. Watch out, kids playing basketball. You're in the splash zone.
That ball was absolutely crushed, Ryan. I have not seen a Packer homer into the basketball courts since I think Andrew Vaughn or Blake Burke was here. That is incredible. Great distance. We'll get the metrics on that from our analytics team in just a second.
And there's a lonesome hooper out there on those courts. That home run must have scared all his friends away.
Well, I mean, he must have, he's going to get out of there with a nice little souvenir.
Or concussion.
Potentially.
Packers are not liable for that.
No, they
Had
aren't.
to throw that out there. Are they? Oh,
No.
I don't know.
I would like to see a powerful hitter make one in the hoop. That would be incredible.
That's some dude perfect stuff. If
Yep.
you know who that is.
Yeah, that would be pretty incredible.
So there's a swing and a miss from Cade Campbell. He's batting in the 8th spot today. We usually see him, 7 spot. He's always right behind the other Cade.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting to see. Antonelli Savateri also at the bottom of the lineup. Just Coach Gomes using these two guys as bottom half, kind of secondary leadoff guys to kickstart offensive excellence, which they already have from J.C. Agard.
I like that term, offensive excellence.
We always
should
think
get that on a shirt.
Hey, you always think academic excellence or, athletic excellence. What about offensive excellence?
Why not? So right here, 2-2 is the count for Campbell. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled off over onto the visiting bleachers. Campbell battling here against Miles Oliver. And right here, he smacks one out into center and caught. Sounded great off the bat, but caught by Pappas out there in deep center field.
Yeah, you got wood on ball there, and I thought that was headed for University Street, but clearly my eyes need to be adjusted as that one ended up in center field. But there's a lot of real estate out there in here at Rec Park, as you put an entire football field there in the fall. So, definitely not an outfielder's ballpark out here.
That and the wind, we can tell from the American flag out there, patriotism, but also the wind's blowing in. So here's the 9-batter, Savateri. And it's a 1-1 count for him. With this wind blowing, some people can have pretty bad allergies, Hugo. Are you a guy that gets allergies, stuffed up, watery eyes?
Yes, I am.
I can tell. Hugo's battling for his life up here. So it's a 2-1 count for Savateri. And he's going to foul another one off. Oliver taking his time up there on the mound. Here's the lefty. And That'll miss the zone and pop out of the catcher's glove. So the umpire will restock Oliver with a new pearl. This hit hard out into right fielder out there, and all he can do is watch. Salvatore, solo shot.
Another absolutely crushed ball. Lefty leaves a breaking ball right on a silver platter, right over the plate for Salvatore, and he puts that one in the bleachers. Another very cut and dry home run for the Packers.
I don't know, that looked a little wet.
Well, yeah, it did splash down, so we'll see. 3-0 already for Healdsburg. They're already showing where there's a massive gap in those rankings.
Yeah, I mean, just the pitching, when it is in the zone, it seems like it's getting crushed. And then when it's out of the zone, guys are getting hit and taking bases. The first, out of the first 4 batters, 3 batters were hit by a pitch.
Yeah, and so we'll get the metrics here on Salvatore's home run. 95 miles an hour off the bat, 23-degree launch angle, and it went 370 feet into the bleachers of Rec Park in right field. Absolutely crushed ball. Oliver really having trouble against these left-handed hitters.
I mean, that's a low exit angle too, Hugo. That's impressive. Out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of line drives for the Packers that turn into home runs, and they don't even they read on the TrackMan like they shouldn't. I mean, the ones into that go onto University Street, they have low launch angles, and they get up over that big wall out there in left field onto University Street. What happens? Who knows?
Physics. I don't understand them, but I respect them. What about you, Hugo? You a big science guy?
Not really. I mean, I've never really been
Makes sense.
good at science.
Oh, yeah, adds up. Well, here's the pitch. And just like that, another hit by pitch. And what's going on here, Hugo? Is the umpire holding him there?
I'll be sending him back to the dugout.
What?
Saying he leaned in on it and that was a strike.
Well, I don't know how to write that in the book, but I'm just going to write it out. Oh. I don't know. That was kind of square on the shoulder. Even if he turned away, you know, turned his back to the pitcher, that still would have hit him, Hugo.
Probably. I mean, I think it might have caught him on the elbow. And now they're going to have the meeting, the umpire discussing this. Coach Gomes kicking the dirt. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and his hands are on his hips. That means one thing. I am disappointed.
Yes. Coach Gomes doesn't get mad. He just gets disappointed.
Exactly. He's a fatherly figure.
Yeah.
He's gesticulating, so he's explaining his stance to the umpire.
Yeah, great coach, Coach Gomes.
It's
now, they're talking. Now.
And do you take a coach seriously if he's wearing a tie-dye jersey, Hugo?
I mean, I think you take all people of authority seriously.
Good answer. You just kept your job.
The tie-dye is interesting. Reminds me of when Lithuania was in the Olympics, and I think it was the Grateful Dead who sponsored their team because their team could not go to the Olympics without the Grateful Dead's money, and they got them the jerseys that were tie-dye. And there's definitely some tidbit of Olympic history. It's fascinating. So Souza,
I don't know what's happening.
He's put his batting gloves back on, and he's getting his sliding mitt. And he's gonna, I believe, head back out there.
This is, I mean, unheard of, really. I haven't seen anything like this, Hugo.
No, he's gonna get back in,
It's like a wiffle ball game.
On the saddle. It's gonna be a 3-2 count, I believe.
Oh, are they gonna make him ride a horse?
Possibly. I mean, he's from Texas Tech. He should know how to.
I don't think everybody at Texas Tech should know how to ride a horse.
It's Lubbock, man.
The armpit of Texas. Not sure if you knew that.
I did not.
Huh.
So it's going to be a full count. They're just going to call that a
Wow.
ball.
All right. Let's get to action then. Miles Oliver with, I guess, a redo. Or you could say it's a redo for Souza. Not sure. And he'll foul that one over towards API Hot Chicken. The stand of the game, you know, they're out here providing food to all the fans. And look at that. Tucker Bougie's going to go track that foul ball down. Take it from a kid. Probably not a kid. As that fouled off again, Bougie's going to be busy out there.
Yeah, we have great food vendors out here at Recreation Park. You get API Hot Chicken, The Spot. We had Tita's Cuisine, which was
Very
incredible.
good, yeah.
And the worst, too.
But the best. As there it is, the walk finally is able to get put down in the scorebook for Souza as he jogs over to first base. All right, well, I got to change my book now, my very professional book. We'll put that as a base on balls.
And now it's your guy.
Alex Leopard.
He's ready to cook.
He's
here.
dangerous.
He is dangerous. And there are fans out there in right field ready to catch one.
And it looks like he's ready to hit one. Hard foul ball right there.
Yeah, up in Lincoln, the Chico Lone Wolves are playing the Potters right now. We get a score check on that one.
And Leopard is going to take his bag. No. Umpire fed up. He said no more getting hit by pitches.
And here comes Coach Gomes.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
This is, uh-oh. This is getting intense here.
Yeah, just a quick score update. Chico and Lincoln are tied in the top of the first, 0-0. Chico's a runner on first, though.
Thanks, Hugo. Little score update now. The head umpire is going to talk with his crew, and they're going to come to a conclusion to see what's going on. What's going on with you, Hugo? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Oh, never mind. Sorry to cut you off.
All good. So it turns into a hit by pitch, and now runners on first and second.
So Alex Leopard hit by a pitch twice now in his first two at-bats.
Well, that might affect your prediction of player of the game.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never predict who's going to win player of the game. I'm unbiased.
You are unbiased, that is true.
But yes, we do put wagers on who will win.
Yeah,
player of
friendly
the game.
guesses.
We get everybody up here in our booth to put down a guess.
I'm pretty sure everyone's guy has been hit by a pitch.
So all of us are struggling. No one picked the home run hitters in J.C. Agard and Antonelli Savateri. But there's a chance for Logan Sutter here. He was hit by a pitch. And a throw down to third. And they're going to call him safe. A great hustle play by Jay Souza. Not afraid to get dirty here against the Crabs. And, of course, Alex Leopard not far behind him. Two runners in scoring position.
Yeah, the Pack, I mean, stealing bases has just been their bread and butter this year. A lot more stolen bases, a lot more frequently at least, than I've seen in the past few years. Alex Leopard, he's been pretty much the pilot on the bases for them.
I think is that 3 now for Alex Leopard and in just the second inning? Or is that 2, Hugo?
I believe that might be 2. It could be 3, actually. I think that's 2, though, because Logan Sutter got hit back in the first.
You are right.
And that's what moved him
You're right.
up. But we'll see.
I'm
I mean,
horrible at my job.
5 stolen bases I wouldn't be shocked if he gets that.
So Logan Sutter will take a walk here, not getting hit this time. So I'm sure he's thankful for that, as the bases are now loaded for Jacob French as he turns his swag on to face a new pitcher for the Crabs.
Yeah, new pitcher for the Crabs is going to be Jonah Fragus, and we'll have more on him when we come back.
All right, we are back, and it is a new hand on the, arm. I guess a hand is attached to that arm. On the mound for the Crabs, Jonah Fragus.
Yeah, he's starting with some heat there. Catches the outside part of the plate against Jacob French.
French had that hit by pitch in the first inning.
Yeah, Fragus, he comes from a very, very good and reputable JUCO. He comes from Fresno City. 3-0 on the year this year with a 3.79 ERA and 15 appearances through 38 innings complete, 35 strikeouts compared to only 10 walks. So he is a nice pickup for the Crabs.
Is that fouled off right there by French?
Looking at what he has done so far this year, I think this might be his first appearance. It is not. It is his second. He went 2 full, gave him no runs, struck out 3, and got the win his last time out.
Wow. It's a good appearance. French lines it, and the shortstop drops it. And we've got another running coming home. And Leopard will get stood up by that catcher, Forsythe. But one comes in before Leopard, Jay Souza. So now 3-0. Packers up ahead of the Crabs. So now Alex Burge stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, tough one there. I mean, if you're Coach Gomes, you could have argued there that the catcher was blocking the plate before he even had the ball. But I think it's been a long day. Let's give the umpire. Let's take it as it is.
Yeah,
that was a nice throw from the left fielder Sewell, and now 2 down. Packers can't complain. Up 4-0.
And we've got a runner going. And they got him. A great play by Elijah McNeil over at shortstop, jumping in the air and making the midair tag over on Jacob French, and that will end the inning, but Packers do damage 3 runs in the bottom of the second. We're gonna head to the top of the third as the Packers have a 4-0 lead. Top of the third, Healdsburg, California. And now the Humboldt Crabs look to respond after a 3-run inning in the bottom of the second for the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers really just had an offensive explosion. They're giving more cushion for Tanner Bradley. He can try out some more stuff, try to locate differently, and, you know, get a good padding.
And fouled off right there.
Some good insurance runs.
Yeah, talking about insurance. Do you have insurance?
Right, I'm 17.
All right, well, shut that interview down quickly.
Well, I guess car insurance. Yes, I do have car insurance, technically.
Hugo, can we talk about baseball, please? Big swing and a miss there. Down goes Elijah McNeil, but let's appreciate Elijah McNeil's drip as he walks off. He's got a fun-looking bat, a great-looking ankle guard, elbow guard. It all matches the tie-dye theme.
Yeah, all the pink really goes well. The cleats are nice. Everything's really clean for McNeil, but
we appreciate swag.
You know, I'm going to try not. You know what? I won't say anything. I'll do it after. I'll say something after Tanner's done it.
Wow.
I don't want to jinx it.
Let's stay positive, Hugo.
I don't want to jinx it.
Okay. The announcer jinx is real.
It is. It's very real.
So it's the 9 batter for the Crabs now, Michael Perazzo. That pitch right there, down low.
Gotta respect Bradley with the Oregon drip. The black cleats work really well with these black jerseys, and he's got the nice little green glove out there.
Yeah, if you go to Oregon, you've got some great gear on hand there. As there's strike number 2 to Perazzo. Bradley looking to put away Perazzo, and he won't do it there as he misses outside.
Yeah, Perazzo is a tough guy to retire. Batting .393 this summer, 3 RBIs already. It's been pretty solid and limited action for the Crabs.
Yeah, that's a good stat line. Here's Bradley, and he'll put down Perazzo.
And now I can say it, Bradley, another Packers starter, keeping up this streak of 3 innings with 5 strikeouts and no runs in those 3 innings. He's got another batter to face, but pretty confident so far. He's been absolutely dominant.
I mean, it's almost crazy how often we see that stat line from starting pitchers for the Packers. It shouldn't be that common, you would think.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tanner's he's built different. He throws low 90s. He's been incredible. I mean, he really, all he had to do was throw 9 fastballs when he would be on the mound for Newman because opposing hitters couldn't catch up. He'd just throw 9 fastballs, put perfectly at the top of the zone, and he'd have an immaculate inning almost every time.
He's built Cardinal Newman tough. I'm going to charge Cardinal Newman for that saying.
I would say Sonoma County.
Oh.
Sonoma County produces some great players. Andrew Vaughn, Spencer Torkelson, a ton of kids in the college system. One of the guys just got brought up by the Toronto Blue Jays. He'll be heading to their roster. Scott Alexander, just to name a few.
As here is a ground ball that'll sneak into the outfield, and that'll be a recorded single for Keenan Morris.
Yeah, he's happy after lining out to first his first time out. Gets on base there. Trying to get something going for the Crabs. They desperately need to find any sort of offense here. And with 2 outs, they can maybe get something going.
Yeah, right now, looking like they're trying to start a 2-out rally. Packers have shut those down quickly in this early season. Haven't seen too many of them, of 2-out rallies against the Packers. Now that's a cool shirt down there. You see that? It's a rock and roll shirt. He's got a bunch of artists on it. Here's a throw down to second, way off target. And it, so off target, it hit the runner, Keenan Morris, before he even got to second.
Hey, good job. Morris gets a nice jump, steals a base there. That pitch was super far inside, so he picked a good time to go.
Here's the pitch to Pappas. And that will be down low in the dirt.
Yeah, Bradley kind of pulling right now. He's just, you know, doing the same thing that Oliver was kind of doing. He's just trying to throw a little bit too hard. Got to dial himself back in and get out of this inning.
Yeah, he's got to put trust in that defense behind him. They are as good as they come. Here's the pitch. There's a strike right there. Count evens out at 2-2. So Bradley possibly looking for strikeout number 6 here against Pappas. Here comes the pitch. And there it is, number 6 on the day. A great outing here for Tanner Bradley in just 3 innings of work. He the Humboldt Crabs to 0. Packers up by 4 runs as we head into the bottom of the 3rd. All right, leading off here in the bottom of the third for the Prune Packers is Alex Burge. I mean, already his third at bat, and we're in the third inning. It feels like we've seen a bunch of these guys so many times already.
Yeah, I mean, Burge, he's, dealt with some bad control from these Crabs pitchers. I mean, he had a sac fly that turned into an RBI in the first. He's looking to kickstart the Packers' heart here. Still 3-0.
Here's the pitch. Burge lays off, but it's going to get tallied as a strike.
Yeah, this guy's throwing pretty fast. He's just trying to locate, and that's been an issue for him so far.
Burge watches the upstairs pitch and gets a free bag out of it. I mean, yeah, we're going to see a lot of walks today if this continues.
Yeah, let's tally them up.
A lot.
That's 7. 7 on the day for the Crabs.
7 in the first, 2 in a what is that, 2 and a third innings? Or I don't
7,
know how
yeah,
math
7.
works.
7 in basically, yeah, 2 innings.
As this, maybe a broken bat, they're going to try to flip it, and the Crabs don't complete the double play. They're saying Hirschkorn pulled his foot off first base.
That is, frankly, I mean, I am not in the position to be the umpire, but that was more or less clearly a double play. He came off he came off the bag after.
Yeah.
That was more or less, yeah.
And now he's getting an earful from the coach. Oh, and he's going to head over to the home plate umpire to express his, his disagreement. And he's still chopping it up over there. I wouldn't, I guess, explain that as chopping it up. It's more so expressing his disgust for the umpire.
Yeah.
Did he just spit on the ground?
This is
This is getting unsanitary.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he had a seed in his mouth.
You never know.
Ooh, he is letting him hear it. Now some chest pumping. Oh! And the umpire signals he's out of here.
Yeah. A Humboldt coach has just been tossed. And that is a tough break on a very tough call. And I thought it was a double play.
Hey, he's not going down without expressing that it was clearly a double play.
Well, frankly, I'd be frustrated too. There's been some times where the umpires have stopped the game for, frankly, no reason with hit batters and stuff and outside pitches that really weren't needed to be argued about, but they have created the chance to make them argued about. And then that last play just did not help. That'll go down, ladies and gentlemen, as a fielder's choice. 5-4 fielder's choice, but tough break there for the Crabs and their manager.
Yeah, now he's getting out of here, slamming the gate. Maybe it looks like he's just going to get some API hot chicken.
Yeah, possibly.
Shout out to our vendor of the game. What do you do if you're a coach? Do you just go to your car, listen to some jams, or?
I'm pretty sure you just have to leave the field of play. So if he were to watch from, I think, over there on near the tables where they're the physical therapy.
Yeah, the health tables.
Yeah, I think he might be able to sit there. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he has to leave the venue. I know at least in other sports, it's just you have to leave the field of play or the deck. specifically in swimming and water polo, you have to leave the pool deck, so you just have to go outside and then you can watch from the outside.
Would you heckle?
That might lead you to get suspended, but you know.
Make a small problem worse. As there's a great pitch there from Fragus. Big swing and a miss from J.C. Agard, who we saw hit a home run earlier.
Yeah, this is some good reps for both of them. Frager specifically because he's looking to move on from the junior college level. And then for Agard, he's just really establishing himself. You know, didn't have the best spring, having a great summer so far. And this could lead into a big, turn of events for him. Could turn into a great spring next year at San Jose State and even a draft pick.
Here's the pitch. And that's going to miss inside for ball number 3.
Yeah, at least seeing him the last time I saw him was about 2 months ago, and he's changed a lot in his demeanor at the plate and also in his discipline. He has a lot more discipline, not swinging at pitches low in the zone.
This hit hard out into left field, a line drive. It'll get thrown in quickly, but go down as a single for J.C. Agard. So now Cade Campbell coming up to the plate for the Pack. He flew out to center field in his last at bat. We'll see what he does here.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Is this fouled off? It's now 0-1 for Campbell.
Yeah, now runners, you got runners in first and second. Only one down, Cade Campbell at the plate. Got some speed on the bases too, so maybe a double steal action here.
We'll have to see. Here's the pitch. And no steals there, but a strike against Campbell. Falls down 0-2.
Yeah, Fragus really fixing himself, and he's changed his command, realizing his velo is what's really carrying him out here, and it really has.
And his velo showing off once more. Down goes Campbell. Couldn't get ahead of that pitch.
Yeah, a little stereotypical kind of swing and miss there. Or not swing and miss, stereotypical kind of pitcher setup and finishing there. Set him up, 2 high fastballs, one fouled off, the next one swing and a miss for a strike, and then he goes breaking ball in there, drops it in, ties him up, swing and a miss. Great pitch sequence there for the Crabs pitcher Fragus.
Yeah, that's just what they need to hold the Packers to, give their offense a chance to come back in and not have to claw their way back into a massive lead if they keep letting the Packers add on. Is this a soft hit up the middle and fired by Elijah McNeil for the out at first? And that'll do it for this inning. A good job by Jonah Fragus, holding the Packers scoreless for the first time of the game. And we are heading into the top of the 4th in a 4-0 ball game.
All right, we are back here. Top of inning number 4, Hugo Traverso alongside Ryan Moffett. Tanner Bradley goes into his 4th inning of work. The man out of Oregon, local kid, has just been cruising on the mound, hasn't he, Ryan?
I mean, the 6 strikeouts speak for themselves. He has just been balling out on the mound, and I think Coach Gomes is going to let him ride. We saw them let Alec Bellardus ride it out. He finished with 8 on the day. What was that, Sunday? So, I mean, if Tanner Bradley stays hot.
Yeah, this one's grounded to second. Salvatore has it on to first. 1 down. And now Adam Enyart comes up. Yeah, Bradley planned on about 4 to 5 today. We'll see if that stands. But Mechna over in the bullpen ready to get to come into this game. Bradley, though, see some of his former high school teammates here to watch from Cardinal Newman High School. As that's a great first pitch for a swinging strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 from Bradley. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Just locating some great pitches.
He is having a great day so far. I mean, early on, we saw in that first inning he was kind of finding his footing and getting his pitches in order and finding that control. But since then, he has been lights out.
Yeah, outside of Logan Addison's, rough start with the Packer pitchers have not had a bad day. As that one will get down and kiss up against the wall. Fielding it and throwing it in will be Souza, but checking into second with yet another double on the year, Adam Enyart.
Enyart, I mean, he got a hold of that thing. I mean, bounces right up against the fence. It was a great hit.
Yeah, now Tate Medikoff comes in, came into this game betting $4.55, looking to bring home a runner for the Crabs. 4-0 Packer lead. Runner on second is Enyart. That one is a broken bat up the middle, and it gets through. Enyart headed home. There will be no throw on it, and he will score. And the Crabs are on the board.
That was a helicopter propeller flying out there. That bat flew all the way to the shortstop position.
Yeah, that was interesting, to say the least. Umpire's going to take it. Nope, Antonelli Salvatore just trying to figure out who wants the bat. They give a souvenir to a fan. Little kids crowding over there wanting a piece of that bat.
They sense what's coming, a broken bat.
Yeah, they're like, what's that animal with, they're like moles with echolocation.
Wow. How nice.
They're just, the minute they see a bat or they see a ball, they all crash on one to try and.
Couldn't have used a dolphin. Moles is a little cruel.
Well, I'm trying to use like an animal an animal on land. But yes, dolphin. They're like a dolphin or a beluga whale.
There you go.
1-0.
Favorite animal ever? Go.
Buffalo.
Lame.
Easy. So that pitch is in the dirt. 1-1. What's yours? Platypus. What is it?
Komodo dragon.
Okay. All right. Have you ever had someone answer with like a really dark answer, like some sort of spider or something?
No. I don't really go around asking that question, Hugo.
Hey, you seem like that kind of guy.
Probably not too off.
Here's the pitch, and that one's in the dirt, but swung on and missed again. The swing and miss stuff from Tanner Bradley has gotten people to take notice. This has been nasty to watch. I mean, he's been incredible. Houston Hirschcom at the plate right now, and he is down in the count due to this nasty throws from Tanner Bradley, and he gets him again in the dirt. Strikeout number 7 on the day for Tanner Bradley.
He is dealing. He just hasn't slowed down at all.
Yeah,
he's having a great job or a great day.
He is. I mean, this is Been fantastic performance from him. His second appearance this year as a Packer. His first appearance was a short relief appearance last week, and after he reported here from the University of Oregon. That one's fouled off. At the plate now is Liam Forsythe. Before going to Southeastern Missouri State, he was at Chabot College, so he's a local kid himself, batting .407 coming into this game over the summer in Humboldt. He chose to go north. He chose to go where the weather is nice over the summer, and you're not burning your skin every time you go outside.
Definitely.
0-1 on the way from Bradley. He fires, swing and a miss. Nasty in the dirt again. Tanner Bradley. A little how do you do to these hitters. He's going for strikeout number 8 here, and will be completing his 4th inning of work, possibly his final. And he's making himself known to Packers fans and to Crabs fans. But the Packers fans got to be loving this. Here's the pitch, swung on and driven, opposite field. Will it get down? It will. Leopard's got it, he throws it in, and the runners will hold up. Runners on the corners now.
I mean, he hit it to the only place that Alex Leopard couldn't reach. So a great job. I mean, that's hitting it right down the line, and Leopard just couldn't get there in time. So
yeah, now
good piece of hitting. They were starting to roll, Hugo.
Yeah, now Coach Gomes heading out there. Will he take the ball? And there's 3 2/3. I think Coach Gomes just giving him a little bit of a statement. Just get ready, close out this inning, and finish your day strong. What would you say?
I would say you're the man. You're the boss. You're the dude. No, I would probably just tell him that, hey, you're 1 out away from sitting on your butt and playing hacky sack with the boys, so finish strong, because after this, it's a pressure-free day.
Yes, it has been.
Are you a big hacky sack guy, Hugo?
I've never actually played it, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah, no, I will have to take lessons from Mason Lerma. That is coming to your Instagram.
Good.
That'll be coming to you to your Instagram reels very soon. Mason Lerma will teach the media team hacky sack. We'll talk to him either tomorrow or Thursday about that. So that one's in there, called strike on the outside part of the plate. Hope you've been enjoying all of the funny antics we've gotten up to on the Packers Instagram, the Mic'd Up in the Berg, the game previews from Ryan Moffett, and all of the stuff posted by Sophie Bartolucci. As that's another nasty pitch cut on and missed for Tanner Bradley. 0-2. You can follow us on Instagram at Prune Packers to keep up to date with your favorite team. As now Tanner Bradley shakes off the catcher, shakes him off again. Here's the nod and the pitch. Bradley deals. Swing and a miss! Folded him. 4 complete, 8 strikeouts. Tanner Bradley cruising back to the dugout, and we'll cruise on to a break. Heading to the bottom of inning number 4. All right, new pitcher here, and we're back. Baylor Sandberg on the mound from Sacramento State for the Crabs.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know him, Hugo, but I know a guy that goes to Baylor. Shout out Cannon Fritz. He worked for the Prune Packers last year. He was a great statistician. He worked the TrackMan system, and he was a hard worker here in Healdsburg for a whole summer.
And he's been hard at work at Baylor, not only playing rugby, but also doing some great stuff over there in the journalism sector.
You're right.
So we wish him the best. As Jay Souza comes up, he takes ball 1 from Baylor Sandberg. We'll get a quick stat checkup on him. He's recently had his first season over at Sacramento State. Committed out of Fallon, Nevada. As that one is hit hard opposite field. Back there on its way, and it goes off the wall.
Oh, what a throw to
Souza
second.
heading into second, cruising, he's safe. But he really had to dig there. What a throw. That one just got legs right at the end and got off the wall.
Yeah, and Jay Souza realized, oh, shoot, I better start running. I looked like a home run off the bat, but once it hit off the fence, he said, oh, I need to hop on my horse.
Yeah, looking at Sandberg, 9 innings pitched this year for Sacramento State. Gave up 6 earned runs, had a 6 ERA. And he struck out 3 batters, walked 5. Let's see what he can do.
I think Leopard just wants to put some bat on ball here. He's been hit by a pitch twice.
Alex Leopard at the plate, 0-1 count coming to him. That one's in the dirt, it kicks off. And it's 1-1. Runner on second is Souza. 4-1 Packers lead. Crabs set to take their first loss of the year if things continue. That one is lined foul off to the right. One, two, nobody out. Leopard, his last 2 times up, hit by pitch both times, stole bases both times. Been a great power speed combo. Been a great option in general for Coach Gomes over the past 3 years, and he swings and misses on that one. Breaking ball got him in the low in the zone for out number 1. A great pitch there from Sandberg.
Yeah, I mean, Sandberg said, girl, please, I'm going to put you down. And, there's nothing Leopard could have done there. He got sat down.
Yeah, now Logan Sutter comes to the plate. Souza takes an ambitious lead at second. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible here if the Crabs went for the back pick, as Souza has pretty much been leading off all the way half the way on the base path. This could be an 0-1 count. Sandberg winds and deals. Souza goes this time, little hit and run action, but Souza is in there safe. Logan Sutter gave a big cut and a miss there. And Souza dialed in, though, gets in.
That was a bang-bang play. I mean, really close over there at third base. I think probably could have went either way. What do you think, Hugo?
Yeah, I mean, I think Souza got a great jump on that one. Now the infielders all in, expecting Sutter to bunt, possibly. I mean, Logan Sutter, you get that close to him, he might take your head off with his bat speed. So, you know, now might want to back up if you're the Crabs infielders, but we'll see. 1-2 on the way to Logan Sutter. Here's the pitch, and that one is upstairs, 2-2. 2-2, 1 down. Runner on third is Jay Souza. Sutter. Awaiting. Sandberg deals. And it's outside. Souza checks up, though, as that pitch bounces pretty quickly off of the wooden backstop here at Recreation Park.
Yeah, it would have been a close call. I think Souza probably could have made it there, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I mean, command has definitely been a trouble for the Crabs, and that could have let in another run. I mean, actually, we did a game earlier last week that there was a lot of passed balls, a lot of wild pitches that led to, I believe it was 4 runs scored against the Pearls. Might even be more, where you had bases loaded and people moved up. Runner on third, Sutter at the plate. The pitch. That one is low, and that is walk number 8 on the day, issued to the Packers.
The walks just are pouring down. What a stat line for Sutter. Hit by pitch, and then base on balls, base on balls.
Yeah, runners on first and third for the Packers. Jacob French at the plate. This could be a bad omen for the Crabs. French has been lethal from the plate. He whiffs at that one, though, as that pitch is in the dirt. Great pitch from Sandberg. He's been really mixing up the breaking stuff with a pretty solid fastball. So it's been a good pitcher here for the Crabs. Checks on Sutter, fires, and that one is up the middle off of the pitcher. They get one at second. A run crosses, though. Would that go off of Sandberg?
I don't think so. I think that just bounced off the lip of the grass. That's why it got kind of a tall bounce. But a good job by Keenan Morris reeling that in.
Yeah, so now 5-1 Packers lead. So Alex Burge now at the plate. Pitch to him is outside. Strike one, or ball one, excuse me. 1-0 coming to Burge, who walked his last time up. He is still 0 for 0 with a sac fly back in the first. They'll check on French over at first. Last time French attempted to steal, he was caught stealing on a great play made by the shortstop. 5-1 Packers lead. That one is in at the bottom of the zone. 1-1. Two down here. French leads away, and that one is in there. A low, ball 2. Would you say, are you a guy who likes crabs? Like eating the eating the food?
Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'll eat, like a good crab po' boy sandwich, something like that. But yeah, I like crab. Hugo?
Yeah.
Shellfish?
Yeah, a good Dungeness crab. My grandmother is allergic to shellfish, but I am not. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a shame. She's missing out. Maybe let her try some lobster.
2-1, 2 outs. That one is hit, and it'll get through under the dive of Hirschkorn at first, and it gets past the right fielder. French is set around. The throw in is wide, and French will score. The Packers up 6-1. Burge into second with a double. And it's going to be a single. It'll be scored as a single and an error on the right fielder, Enyart. But the Packers widening this lead.
Wow. I mean, that thing flew off of the bat of Burge, which I mean, I don't know how or who in the world could have fielded that. That came at Hirschkorn at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Of course, exaggeration, but
Well,
that was hot off the bat.
It was. It was a great swing. He turned on it and lined this one out there. That pitch gets in there for a called strike to Cade Ladoff. Ladoff is another guy who had, a lackluster spring performance at his college, that one being the University of Michigan. But he's really exploded for the Pack this summer, and he's looking to carry that in to another season at Michigan. Here's the pitch, swing, and that one is fouled off. It'll go 0-2 now. 0-2, 6-1 lead here with 2 down for the Pack. And the bottom of inning number 4. Packers really trying to make an argument to move up those rankings and possibly pass the Santa Barbara Foresters, who nearly took were taken down 2 games straight last week, but they're looking to recover. Here's the pitch, as that one's inside at the face there. They lost one, and then the second one went into a delay because so many runs were scored, they actually ran out of time.
Wow.
So they're going to play another one. Royal Seco Saints were in that one. They lead 12-8 after 7 in that delayed game. 2-2 now, the count. It's in the Cal Collegiate League. Funny enough, the Cal Collegiate League actually have 2 champions for the last 3 years, at least the years that the Packers won. Santa Barbara also claims those championships, but they never played in those championship games because they went to the NBC Collegiate Wood Bat World Series in Wichita, Kansas. Here's the 2-2, and that one is hit on the ground. It'll go foul down the third base line. But, yeah, very interesting to see that kind of dynamic there.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, Hugo. I appreciate you filling me in, and makes you wonder if the Packers will enter that World Series you talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool to enter the, National Baseball Congress, but, again, it's an absolute haul, and it's a lot of the same teams every year, whether that be from the Cape, the Northwoods League, or just the Foresters from out west. They consistently go out there and have won a ton of times. As the 2-2 is lined over the head of the third baseman, coming around the bend. He will score his Burge, and the throw-in is in time. Ladoff checks in with a base hit and an RBI.
Ladoff, he is the man for the Packers. He's been strong early on this year, and his great campaign continues here against the Crabs.
Yeah, and that might be the end of the day for Sandberg. I don't think so, though. They need length out of these pitchers. They've been having some problems early on with control and command, and, these Packer hitters, the question heading into this game for both teams actually was you guys haven't played any league games. Packers have. They did play 1 league game, but, they really haven't played against a ton of insanely good competition, played against some really solid high school teams and good collegiate teams, but both teams get tested tonight. So far, Packers are acing that test.
Yeah, 7-1 ball game, but as much as the score might not appear like it, I feel like the Crabs are still in this game, and they just need to get out of this inning. This inning's been rough for them, but with their bats starting to heat up, we saw it last inning. They only got 1 run, but I think this next top of the inning, top of the 5th, could be a pivotal moment for them if they want to swing momentum.
Yeah, they finally saw some offense there in that top of the 4th, and you think about it. This is summer collegiate baseball. Things can change on a dime, and we'll see if they can do that. But J.C. Osario-Guard trying to not let them get that, trying to get some more insurance runs for the Packers. 0-2 now the count. Sandberg trying to get out of the inning. Here comes the 0-2. Checks on the runner. He goes. Swing and a miss. Sandberg out of the inning on a nice pitch. But the Packers do more damage. 7-1. Healdsburg leads as we will head to inning number 5. And we're back here. New pitcher on for the Packers, Michael Mechna, coming in. He's from the University of Oregon. We'll check on his stats in just a moment. Thank you for all the love in the comments. That pitch is in there. Really love that girl, please.
Hey, man, we're having a good time out here.
Yeah.
It's Michael on Michael action here, Hugo.
Exactly. And Mechna, he's had a pretty good outing, at least this year, with Oregon. 3-0, 2.61 ERA, and 10 1/3 innings. As there's a broken bat hit on the ground. Asario Guard collects, throws on to first. Laid-off is there to retire the batter. And now it is going to be Keenan Morris from Oklahoma Baptist. But yeah, 10 1/3 innings. Struck out 4, walked 5, only gave up 8 hits and 3 runs. He's looking to have an even more incredible year here with the Pack. Build off of that, heading into another year at Oregon out of Omaha. As that one is over the head and the glove of Asario Guard, and it'll go into left field for a base hit for Keenan Morris. But yeah, talk a little bit more about Mechna, Ryan.
Yeah, Mechna, highly touted recruit coming out of Nebraska and #1 right-handed pitcher. Great guy, and also, look at this, #5 player overall in Nebraska coming out of high school. So, big recruit, and Oregon, they got to land the guy.
Yeah, he stands at as a whopping 6'3", 200 pounds, as that one is grounded straight to first out there. But great speed from Keenan Morris moves him up to second. Packers do get the out there to move it to 2 down. But Morris moves into second and into scoring position. Now Cameron Sewell steps in. Came into this game batting .400. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk. Grounded out to second his last time up. 2 down. 7-1 Packers lead. That one is low in the zone, called a strike. Good pitch. Caught the inside low part of the plate. Mechna piggybacking off of his fellow Oregon classmate and teammate. Tanner Bradley fires that one inside, 1-1. Both pitchers had pretty good years their freshman year at Oregon. Ducks hosted the Eugene Regional. Weren't able to make it out of that one, but they're looking to build off of that one as that one is crushed deep right field, and you can see that one later. Sewell bid to do to that ball, and the Crabs are back in business with that homer.
One of the best sounds in baseball, Hugo. Just a wood bat hitting a ball hard.
Yeah,
and he got every piece of it.
That was great. He gets the home run chain, the Crab on it. Got to respect it. You got to love the drip here that the Humboldt Crabs bring. One of the oldest teams in summer baseball, arguably the oldest team in America to continuously have summer baseball.
And yet they're still, you know, they're advancing with the times. They're not stuck in their ways. They've got the home run drip. The Packers have also been a team that invested in home run chains, so it's becoming a common theme here in the PEL.
Yeah, you can see that on the Packers Instagram as that pitch is in there for a called strike. Oh, 2 down. That one is fouled off. Guy at the plate is Adam Enyart. He's a pretty good guy to come in following a home run. He can really restart offense here for the Crabs. 0-2, 2 down. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Packers get out of the inning, but Humboldt chips away. 7-3, the Crabs trail after 5. All right, Cade Campbell leads things off as we kickstart the bottom of the fifth. Little bit of easy E. Packers lead 7-3. Mechna will assumedly stay in the ball game. The pitch from Sandberg. Pretty solid first inning for Sandberg of work. Piggybacking off of that, he's looking to have good velocity and shut the Packers down. Get those hot bats back up there. 7-3 is fouled off. 1-1 the count. Packers lead 7-3. Battle of perfect teams. 1-1 coming. That one is hit, chopped, foul. A little bit of hot potato played by Coach Gomes there.
Yeah, still trying to show off that he's got it.
Yeah, 1-2 now coming to Campbell out of Cal. He struck out his last time up. Only Packer to not reach base tonight. And that one is hit straight up in the infield. Over on it is the shortstop, McNeil. He will make the catch. One down.
Now batting from Texas Tech University, second base, number 1, Antonelli Sabateri.
And now Antonelli Sabateri steps up. He homered back in the second inning.
Yeah, and he crushed that homer, too.
He did. That was put into the bleachers. Kids might want to watch out there out in the bleachers, as that one is outside for ball one. Oh, nope, called a strike. Falls into the zone. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch outside there, 1-1. With one down. That one is hit, almost a swinging bunt over to third. Play is off. The throw was just a little bit off there from Perazzo, and Sabateri reaches.
The throw was off, but from this angle, I thought Hirschkorn was able to keep his foot on the bag, but the umpire with a better view than me says no, he wasn't able to.
And so things reset in the top of the order. Due up, a little bit of reggae for the man from Honolulu. Trying to put one Oahu this ballpark.
I'm not even going to, no.
Yeah, that one did not
That was
land.
rough.
That was rough.
You just disrespected the whole state of Hawaii.
1-0. Coming now to Jay Souza. Pretty good history out there in Honolulu. Gotta ask him if he's a surfer guy. I wonder.
Yeah, have you ever surfed, Hugo?
I've boogie boarded. No,
All right.
stand up surfing yet. I've not.
You got to do it.
Not been able to do it. You big surfing guy?
I wouldn't say big, but I have surfed before, yes.
Yeah. Fort Bragg, I mean, out in the northwest, Fort Bragg gets some pretty nice waves from what I've heard. The 0-1 is that one is outside. 1-1 now. Alex Leopard waits on deck. He's been pretty consistently good for the Packers out of UCSD. Souza awaits, runner goes. It's in the dirt. Good job there by Forsythe to stop and limit a possible move up to third from Sabateri. That one will go down as a stolen base. Pretty speedy. The man out of Texas Tech from Dallas. So from one Red Raider to another. Salvatore goes before he even starts his windup. It doesn't even matter, though, as that one squirts through, and a run scores. Packers add it on like icing on a cake. Now up 8-3 as Souza knocks home his college teammate. And now Salvatore will head back to the dugout. Another run scored for him. It's going to be Leopard coming to the plate.
That was great baseball right there. Coach Gomes was talking to Salvatore over at second, and clearly he got the go-ahead to get the best jump that he could, and holy, he came out of the gates flying.
So that one gets around the catcher. Forsythe was trying to figure out where it had gone, but he's able to collect it. However, Souza does move up.
The more Forsythe looked around for that ball, the more dirt got kicked up and the longer it took him to find it.
Yeah, so now it's going to be a 1-0 to Leopard. Great power out of UCSD. Another big surfer guy from the Tritons out of Sebastopol, California. Here's the pitch, and that one drops in. Called strike. Nice breaking ball thrown there by Sandberg.
Yeah, and Leopard's looking to do some damage here. Got hit by a pitch in his first two at-bats and then struck out in his last go-round.
Yeah, 1-1, and Sandberg steps off. Packers have been taking very aggressive leads. Souza, at least his last time out there, he stole third. And he's looking to do it again. They check back on him, keeping him at the base. He's slowly taking jumps towards third, but he will not go. 2-1 now. Might be a time for a pitch out here to just check on Souza, make sure he does not, in fact, go. Been a little bit more frugal with his lead. Pitch is outside, 3-1. One down. Sandberg not trying to issue walk number 9 to the Packers today. Yet he does. He hits Leopard. Leopard's third time reaching base and his third time hit by a pitch today. Tough luck there, Ryan.
That is a wild stat line because there have been multiple pitchers in this game. It's not like there's one pitcher for the Crabs that has just been headhunting for Alex Leopard. It's been multiple guys who just have lost their control against Leopard, and it resulted in a hit by pitch, free base.
Fifth batter hit by a pitch tonight. 9th free pass issued by the Crabs, as that one is inside to Logan Sutter. Sutter, big, powerful, right-handed hitter. Put a few on University Street this year, and let's see if he will put another one right here. 1-0. Runners on first and second, and that one is high and inside. Ball 2. Crabs have no one up right now. Been having some trouble, though, with command. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually, foul tipped that one into the glove of the catcher. But great job there to speed him up with the fastball high and inside, and then you go breaking ball, and that one is clipped by Sutter's bat. 2-1, Souza playing mind games over at second. That one breaks in, 2-2. All pitches looking for a double play ball, and he spikes it here, and the catcher can't come up with it. Runners advance on the wild pitch. So count will go full.
So on a wild pitch, fill me in, Hugo. I've never been the best at keeping book. On a wild pitch, is that a stolen base for the runner?
only if the runner starts before the pitcher.
That's
Or
right.
starts as the pitcher is starting his motion. So earlier with Leopard stolen base on a pass ball as Sutter takes that one high and inside for ball 4. It'll load the bases. So earlier.
His fourth walk of the game, by the way.
Yeah, oh my goodness. 10th given up to Packer hitters. And now French will come to the plate. Lefty. He's looking to go yard today. Ryan, seems like you've turned your swag on here.
I mean, I need to stay awake up here, so I'll bust a move or two to, some good music up here. Why not?
Yeah, loaded bases here for Jacob French. And we talked about this with the players earlier today, Ryan.
Yeah, what's up?
Turning it up here in Rec Park. They were talking about the guys they wouldn't want to face, and French was actually the answer for quite a few players. He batted .390 this year for Cal. And, if you had to pick a guy on the team that you would like to face on the mound.
Like to?
Yeah, that you would like to face.
I don't know if there's anyone on this team that I would want to go against.
Is there anyone you wouldn't want to go against?
Everyone on the pitching staff. I would be scared for my life.
No, you're on the mound, though.
Oh, I'm
Hitting.
on the mound?
Specific
Oh,
guy.
Hey, I'll go against anyone as long as they don't hit it back at me. I'll go against Alex Leopard.
All right, French is outside. And then if you're picking out a specific pitcher, if you are at the plate, bat on your shoulder, and someone steps out there, who is going to make you want to back off that plate?
We saw the answer from a lot of the guys. I would say Brandon Mann. He is a big guy out there on that mound, and he can throw the ball pretty hard. So I would say Brandon Mann. I wouldn't want any piece of that.
Yeah, he pumps gas, two-way athlete playing football and baseball at the University of Michigan, tight end and pitcher. 2-1 is hit, a high chopper, and the play is made by the first baseman. Pitcher trying to get over there, and he can't.
Wow.
And the Packers will bring home another runner. It is now 9-8, Healdsburg. And that becomes the question, who covers on that ball hit in the gap? A high chopper, first base, second baseman. They were trying to figure it out. It turns out it's Hirschkorn making the play, but Sandberg can't get over there in time to make the play, and the Packers cross home yet another runner.
Yeah, what is that? That's probably the third or fourth close play we've had at first base. There's been a lot of plays where it's just come down to hustle.
Yeah, and in that one specifically, I can say the umpire got it right. Pitcher's foot was slightly off the bag.
Yeah.
1-0 to Alex Burge, another Cal guy. He takes that one outside for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 with only one down, 9-3 Packer lead. First game of a 3-game series.
Ooh, the umpire firing back at someone. He didn't like the heckling going on behind home plate, so he's going to say, hey, pipe down.
Yeah, sometimes,
Not
like
sure
I
what
said,
side.
earlier on in this game, like I said, sometimes you just need to be told to shut up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty blunt.
And that one is outside, 2-1. I mean, I'm a guy who talks a lot. You very much know
I'm on
that.
the verge a lot of the time.
Well, 2-1 now to Alex Burge. Bases loaded. He fouls that one off, 2-2. This would be a huge strikeout for Sandberg, but again, there is a force play at every bag. So you're looking at, a soft chopper. You get the corner infielders in. They're going to come home on that one, try and limit a run, as the Humboldt Crabs bats have seemed to just start to come back here with that last inning home run, as that one's inside. The count will go full, and this is the moment where, you're in the backyard as a kid and you're dreaming of this moment. Full count with bases loaded. You get a nice pitch over the plate, and you send that one 420 to center field. Let's see if Burge can do that here.
Big moment for both teams here. I mean, a chance to grab momentum or extend it for the Packers.
As that one is fouled off. Exactly, well put. Both teams, right now this would blow the game open for the Packers versus the Crabs. They get out of this, they hold some momentum, and even just a tiny bit can kickstart some offense. So we'll see what they can do. 9-3, Packers lead. Loaded bases, the pitch. Swung on and driven up the middle, fielded by the shortstop for one, but the play is not made.
Oh my! Hugo, a costly error there from Keenan Morris.
Yeah, he was just trying to field that, and a tough break there, as it is now 10-3 Packers, another error. And really, errors have hindered the opponents of the Packers. And we saw it at least with the Marauders. They had 5 errors when they played them. The Pearls had 4, I believe. So you have just so much errors. You cannot have these costly errors. Now 10-3 for the Packers, and the Packers once again have more runs than they do have hits. So command and errors have just been the key to Packer wins so far this year, or at least them winning by so much. As Cade Ladoff comes to the plate, he singled and drove home a run his last time up. Who would win in a fight, Wolverine or a Crab? I'm trying to figure out.
Holy cow!
Wolverine or a Crab? We got Cade. We got Cade up. He's a Michigan Wolverine. We got a Crab on the mound.
Respectfully, I don't think that's. I don't think it's a good question. One, because it's so random. 2, because I feel like a Wolverine would mess up a Crab.
Yeah, probably. Unless there's water involved.
Okay. Well,
if there's water
involved. You didn't give me that option.
Well, if a Wolverine were to end up spawning on a beach somewhere.
All right. Maybe.
2-2. Packers still in the lead. Still have bases loaded. Cade Ladoff at the plate. Sun is setting here in Healdsburg.
It's getting hazy out here. All the dirt being kicked up, and now the sun dropping. It's getting a little wild.
2-2. Ladoff, swing and a miss. A huge strikeout there for Sandberg.
San Jose State University, third base.
And now J.C. Agard comes up.
J.C. Osorio Agard.
Agard, he's 2 for 3 with a homer and a single. Struck out his last time up, though. Packers, if they can get on base here, will bat around. That one's in there for a strike. It'll be the 4th consecutive game we have the Packers batting around. 10-3, still the lead. Osorio Agard checks on that one. He did go. Umpire rings him up on that one, 0-2. With 2 down, 10-3 lead for the Pack. The pitch, that one's lined. That'll get down in left field. A run will score. French coming around the bend. The throw in is not in time. He is out. The umpire calls him. French thought he was in. 11-3 is your score, Coach Gomes. Will he come to challenge it? He will. Jacob French is not happy with that one, to be frank. Coach Gomes going to talk it over. We'll look at it again, but a single, an RBI for J.C. Agard, but a great throw home, another great throw home from Sewell. 11-3. Packers lead as we head to the top of the 6th. And we're back here. 11-3, Packers lead. Michael Mechna into another inning of work. He is due to face the 5, 6, 7 hitters as things have gotten pretty dirty and pretty hazy here. First guy due up is Tate Metcalf. Came into this game batting .455. He singled his last time up. Got all the way around to third, but was stranded. Here's the pitch. That one is inside. It'll go 2-1. Mechner coming all the way out here from Nebraska. Not the only pitcher, funny enough, from Nebraska in the PEL. We have a guy at the Lincoln Potters who's from Nebraska out of CUI. He's looking to do a new team as that one's in there for a swinging strike.
Yeah, submarine pitcher.
Yeah, from the Lincoln Potters. He is very interesting. From a town in Nebraska of only 800 people.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll get to see him against the Pack. He's
it's a great story.
Great story, yeah. 2-2, nobody on, nobody out. The pitch swung on and hit hard to the shortstop, Campbell. He'll throw on to first, and it is there where Ladoff will scoop it up for out number 1.
I can't express it enough how smooth Cade Campbell is. He's one of the smoothest infielders I've ever watched play. Just everything he does is so fluid. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, out of all of the games he's played, which this is his 8th game as a Packer this year, he started all 8 games. He's only had 1 error. He has been spectacular, and that's pretty much an understatement. That one's in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Hirschkorn coming to the plate, 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Mechna looking to give him a hat. The pitch called outside for a ball. 1-1 here in the top of the 6th. What should be mentioned, though, about summer ball is Mechna goes into his windup. That'll be a ball. It's really kind of a crapshoot who's going to be good and who's going to perform on each night. I mean, tonight's game could be 11-3, but tomorrow's game could end up being 5-2 or 5-4. You know, one team executes one night, the other team executes another. You know, this is the crazy part about this baseball game. As you know, one night Novato Knicks get down 20-0 by the Lincoln Potters. The next night they beat them 2-1. So
exactly.
Crazy.
I mean, baseball is such a mental game too. But some teams have their days. Some teams are they have an off day, and it's the difference between a win and a loss, really.
Yeah, I think the Packers' only off day they really have had was that day, the opening day against the South Bay Storm. But Coach Gomes has built a powerful lineup. And the 3-2 now. Up high, and he'll walk.
Batting for Southwest Missouri State University, catcher number 5, Liam Forsythe.
And now the man from SEMO, Liam Forsythe, comes up to the plate.
Yeah, the Crabs right here are trying to SEMO hits to get that score up as they trail 11-3.
Yeah, this has been a tough game, to be frank, for the Humboldt Crabs. (11-3). Man at the plate is Forsythe. He hits it on the ground. There's third to second for 1. Throw on to first is going to be tough, and it gets past the first baseman, Ladoff. So it'll be a fielder's choice there. Mark that down as a 5-4 fielder's choice. Hirschkorn out on that one as Forsythe gets to stay at first. And now Elijah McNeil comes up. He, like Hirschkorn, struck out his last 2 times out, and he's looking to turn that around, much like his teammate from UC Davis. 2 down. That one's in there. Called strike. Oregon pitchers have really been great at locating these breaking balls on the left side of the plate against righties. 0-1 with 2 down. Runner at first. They check on the runner there. The pitch is in the dirt. Burge goes back on the back pick and not in time. Forsyth in there just ahead of the tag.
Burge so quick, though. I mean, holy cow, he turned that around quickly to get it over to first.
1-1, 2 down. Laid off. Trying to get the pick over. Checks on him once, doesn't go again as that one is popped up into center field. Souza over on it. He will get under it and make the catch. The side is retired, and we'll head to the bottom of inning number 6. You're listening to the Prune Packers TV network. And we're back. We have another pitcher coming in for the Crabs. It is Spencer Jacobs. And for some of you listening, you might recognize that name because there is actually a kid who is from Healdsburg named Spencer Jacobs who pitches, but it's different Spencer Jacobs. This guy's from Orange, California, goes to Park University, playing at the NAIA level. He started 2 games this year, went 16 full, gave up 26 hits, struck out 20, issued 15 walks, had 11.25 ERA, and he is due to face some lethal Packer hitting. It's Cade Campbell, Antonelli Savatere, and Jace Souza. 0-1 coming to Cade Campbell. That one is in there, called strike. Ryan, this has been nothing more than consistent for the Packers. These big, dominant wins, and, what would you kind of accrue that to?
Yeah, I mean, they've just been able to score every inning except for that 3rd inning and score in volumes, too. I mean, despite that 1st inning, it was 3, 4, all in the span of 1 inning, so it's impressive that they've been able to score in chunks, and I think that's helped them in giving them a comfortable lead and being able to work with that lead both on offense and defense.
Jacobs trying to get Campbell to chase. with 2 quick pitches, but not there. Campbell's not willing to offer at it. 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets him on a slider low of the zone. So Campbell is retired. And Jacob starts his outing hot.
Yeah, great start for him there.
Yeah, but not as hot as AP Hot Chicken, which is our vendor of
API.
the game, API. API Hot Chicken, they're taking Nashville's Hot Chicken and bringing it some NorCal flavor as Antonelli Salvatore hits one up the middle. That'll drop in for a base hit. And the Packers offense is back in business.
Yeah, that was just solid contact right there, right up the middle. Can't do anything about it.
And now Jay Souza comes up, and this work with the 2 Red Raiders back to back, they have really been feeding off of each other well, Souza and Antonelli.
Yeah, this is another big test here for Jacobs. I mean, just in his last 2 at-bats, Jay Souza, he had a double and an RBI single, so he's feeling good, and he's going to look to continue that here.
Runner on first. 0-1 pitch. Salvatore goes. The throw is a good one, just not in time, as Salvatore actually knocks the base off and takes second.
Now the umpire's saying, grab a shovel. So I don't know if they need to scoop some dirt in that hole or what the dealio is.
You have a garden at home?
No, it died probably 5 years ago.
Oh.
Well. Yeah, are you any good at gardening?
My dad's pretty good, so I tend to I dabble. It's pretty good. I mean, tomatoes, peppers, we're really in one of the best environments for gardening here in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Mediterranean. So
There
you get
you
all
go.
the grapes.
You know your climates.
Yep. See, I pay attention in science class to some extent. The 1-2, and that one is hit. Foul, I think my teachers would argue, but you know.
Yeah.
One's fouled off. You have Mediterranean climate. It's the beauty of wine country. Out in Humboldt, more of a coastal climate out there. Got the beautiful redwoods. It's a great place. 1-2. That one is outside. Count goes even. Two, one down. 11-3. Souza at the plate. He waits. That one is popped up. It'll stay in the infield. Over on it is the second baseman, Morris. He will make the catch. 2 down.
Yeah, this is a good job by Jacobs here. Just getting weak contact. Already got that strikeout, and now he just needs one more out, and it'll be a great first inning for him. And just limiting this Packers offense gives your offense, if you're the Crabs, a chance to get back in this. You know, you've still got a few innings left, so you don't have to get it all back in one inning. So they can give themselves some time here.
Yeah, a lot of baseball left here at Rec Park. Only the bottom of inning number 6, and that one is swung and missed, and it goes out of play on the pass ball. So Salvatore gifted third on that one.
I don't even know how it bounced that high, Hugo.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was already, I believe, in motion, so stolen base. But, yeah, I mean, it's the glory of Recreation Park. The ball will bounce everywhere.
Exactly.
And it's almost like a basketball court. 0-1, 2 down. Leopard trying to line in the Packers' 12th run of the game. Really quick release here from Jacobs on the mound. He brings that ball back, really tries to extend his arm rotation, generate some more velo. He's got it. He's got some great speed on those pitches. The 0-2 coming to Leopard, looking to retire and get out of this inning unscathed. If he does, the Packers will have a pretty lethal combo coming up in the 7th, but they already do as Sutter is on deck. Leopard at the plate. The 1-2. That one's in the dirt, 2-2. Great job by Forsythe to keep it in front of him.
Yeah, and good patience by Leopard here. I mean, a strikeout earlier probably reminded him to stay back and only swing at pitches he likes, especially in a lead like this.
Yeah, that strikeout was 2 on a pitch low and in the dirt. And he gets him to go there. Strikes him out on a pitch low and in the dirt. And getting out of the inning unscathed in dominant fashion is Spencer Jacobs. We'll head to the top of the 7th.
Doubleheader between the Tigers and the Athletics becomes the longest day of baseball in American League.
Ryan.
All right, we are back here in the top of the 7th, all watching and tuning in closely as the Humboldt Crabs are now up to the plate and ready to come back in this one. And first up is their 9-batter, Michael Perazzo. But a new substitution for the Prune Packers, it's Jonathan Kim out there in center field. As this one hit over to shortstop Cade Campbell, fires to first and gets the out. So the Packers putting on some entertainment for a star in the house tonight, Hugo. An old name that Packer fans know and love and Humboldt Crabs might recognize and fear. Connor Sharpio played for the Pack last year, had some memorable moments, had a walk-off for the Pack. So the Packer fans love him and welcomed him back tonight for him to tune in and enjoy a game here in Healdsburg.
Yeah, welcome back, Connor Sharpio. He's been incredible. He used to be that 1-2 punch of him and Leopard the last 2 years. They were lethal, and then, you know, now Leopard heading into his last year of college ball. Sharpio, he just finished up, so wishing Sharpio the best. He's a local kid, Long Beach State product.
Yep.
Went to the JC before that, and he and Leopard really fed off each other well. They were great teammates and really, you know, had great offense.
And there's a strike right there. Michael Mechna still working on the mound for the Pack. He's going against Keenan Morris here.
Yeah, assumedly he will go from what at least we were told until the 8th, but we'll see.
And that pitch right there, missing outside. Count now 2-1. That pitch right there, can't find the zone, so Mechna walks Morris. And now it's 1 on for Jacob Pappas.
Yeah, I mean, he's been solid coming into this game, batting 647 with 5 RBIs. In limited action, only 8 games with the Humboldt Crabs, but he has been stellar, to say the least, for the for the Crabs.
Small lead from Morris over at first, and a swing and a miss there from Pappas.
Yeah, Mechna just trying to stay dialed, deal in. He's piggybacking off his fellow Duck, Tanner Bradley.
And a pickoff attempt, no good.
You speak on Sharpio being in the house. You got a lot of SRJC kids here. You got Anane Wilson, former teammate Tanner Bradley. Raul Valdivia, another former teammate of Tanner Bradley. He's at the JC. He's actually headed to Sac State, I believe, next year as a closer. He's been great.
As this popped up over into the outfield, new center fielder Jonathan Kim under at 4. The second out of the inning.
Yeah, Kim, I mean, he was old reliable for the Packers for the first few weeks of the season. But, you know, last couple games he's been coming in later on in the games. We'll see how they mix him up, especially tomorrow. You know, it seems like a similar lineup but different every day. There's always a different guy in there. And now with, you know, Missoni and Splain coming back, Packer are going to be at full strength.
As this chopped over to the second baseman, Savatere, and an easy play for him as the Packers quickly get 3 outs here in the top of the 7th. And we'll be back in just a minute when the Packers look to add on to their 11-3 lead. Bottom of the 7th, and it's still Spencer Jacobs on the mound for the Humboldt Crabs. And he's going against Logan Sutter here to start off the bottom of the 7th. This hit hard and fouled. So Jacobs in his first inning of work had 1 strikeout and held the Packers scoreless. That pitch right there in for strike number 2 against Sutter.
Yeah, I mean, his windup is really unique and interesting to watch, and he gets a lot of velo out of it, and he's definitely, you know, wanting that fastball. Been shaking off the catcher quite some time.
And there's a miss there. Count goes even at 2-2.
Got some Crabs fans that are kind of giving their 2 things to say to the umpire.
As it won't matter because Logan Sutter strikes out. So now Jacob French coming up to the plate.
Well, Jacobs might have been the answer to the Crabs' prayer. If they had pitched him earlier on in this game, we might have a much different ball game. He's just been gunning down hitters like it's clockwork.
Yeah. And just to let you know, Hugo, that last at-bat was the first at-bat for Logan Sutter that didn't end in a walk.
That is a very interesting stat. So he is now 0-1 on the game in 5 plate appearances.
As that fouled over, and some great hands by Coach Max Shoup, the first base coach for the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Shoup, I don't know what position he actually played in his baseball career, but he's a great hitting coach, and he shows off the hands there.
Buttery smooth hands. One and two count for Jacob French.
One.
And a ball in the dirt there.
Yeah, Jacobs, I mean, that was a rough pitch there for him, but he's really had a great outing. Credit where credit's due.
Here's Jacobs. And that's going to miss outside.
I mean, no matter what, he's going to have some great tape. He's coming out of NAIA. He might portal, and I mean, he's got a strikeout against some D1 guys, quite a few actually. Maybe he's hitting the portal, going D1.
As this hit hard over to Morris. And he gets it to first base without any issues, and that's another out here in the bottom of the 7th.
You see Berkeley, number 20, Alex.
So now Alex Burge coming up to the plate. Had a single in his last at bat.
Yeah, Burge, he's a great player. He's got great power, great contact guy. He's become the everyday catcher for these Packers. However, Healdsburg, they're going to get their third Packer catcher on the squad in just a few days. Tommy Spillane will have to report, coming out of Omaha. He's from Arizona.
Won't be an issue, though. Hugo? I mean, we've seen Cade Ladoff work at first base today.
Yeah. I mean, they can take as many kids as they can get. Burge has been great. Hideki Prather's been great. Cade Ladoff's been great. We'll see how good Splain is. He's been great. He's a local kid out of Los Gatos.
Oh, and a big hack there from Burge, but he doesn't catch a piece of the ball. So Jacobs working with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's going to not find the zone. It's going to be a ball against Burge. The pitch to Burge, and that'll do it. He gets rung up by Jacobs. A great outing there. I mean, another good inning from Jacobs, so he's keeping the Crabs in it, but we'll have to see. They're running out of innings. We'll be back in the top of the 8th. All right, top of the 8th. The sun is set here at Rec Park. And it's Michael Mechna ready to deal as this one hit and popped up shallow outfield and caught by Saviteri.
Yeah, great job by Mechna to get the soft contact. Really was trying to elevate that one onto University, but just popped it, got right under it.
Here's Mechna. And that first pitch to Medikoff is in for a strike. Here's the 0-1. And look at that, a nasty breaking ball. 2 strikes now for Medikoff.
Yeah, Mechna's just been able to dial in here in this inning because he got the quick first out. Knows this is his last inning of work, just, trying to keep this game where it is and give it off to his fellow teammate, Blake Crawford. So we got 3 Oregon guys going today. Little SCO from the pitching staff today.
Yeah, it's like a theme night.
Yeah.
As a broken bat here, another one. Fielded well by Campbell, and he gets the out. That bat, it looks like it's split in half.
Yeah, it shattered. One thing's for sure, no one was using a juiced bat, but that one's headed to the graveyard.
Yeah, no marbles or bouncy balls flying out of these bats.
You could potentially use that bat as a cricket bat because of how clean the break was, but
it's flat.
Yeah.
Or just use that other side. You can keep playing with it.
Could use it as a golf club, almost a putter.
Hey, look at that, 5-tool bat.
Yeah.
As this fouled off over towards third base.
A lot of different usages. You could file it all the way down, make it a pool cue.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
You're handy.
Yep. Recycle, reuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
You messed it up. Doesn't count.
Yep.
That's something they taught us in elementary school, though. What was that, 5 years ago? We're young guys.
Yeah, we are.
Here's the pitch from Mechna. And that's down low. That'll be a ball.
One with 2 down.
Ooh, bad miss there for Mechna.
Yeah, spiked it in the dirt. It's been having some problems.
And now some kids walking away with that broken bat. The good thing about a broken bat is you can give multiple pieces away and multiple kids will be happy.
Yeah, free souvenirs.
And they're going to say he did not go on that check swing.
Speaking of that, like broken bat and everything, I used to go to the NASCAR race every year in Sonoma, and I remember one year where Kevin Harvick's Busch car ended up wrecking on that final turn to head home with like 20 laps left, and you just see in the grandstand a wave of kids running down to pit road as Kevin Harvick gets his broken car back into pit road, and they take the trunk off and send him back out. And the kids come back with pieces. They soldered pieces of the trunk.
Hey.
Or not of the trunk, excuse me, of the hood.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, walk away with a piece of a car. I would take an engine.
Pinch running demon. Row.
So now Liam Forsyth coming up to the plate. It's 1 on and 2 out. Here, Mechna trying to put this inning to an end.
Yeah, but, I mean, the glory of sports, football games, it's gloves, baseball games, it's balls and bats, and NASCAR, it's broken pieces of cars.
Yeah, I've gotten a fair share of football gloves. And that right there, missing the zone.
What color scheme was your favorite? I mean, did Cloverdale hardline you to wear blue and gold, or did you wear all white gloves for away days? Well,
I liked wearing white, but I did like to match. I had white and blue gloves, and then I had some camo ones that I really liked. They didn't match, but, you know, it was a little flashy.
Yeah. California National Guard game every year. I know Windsor does that.
Yeah.
You get all camo gloves, camo jerseys. Pretty cool. The only problem with that is you can end up having two teams in the camo jerseys, and it just turns into madness on the field.
You can't see anything.
Yeah, but they've avoided that in recent years.
So 2-0 count. Here's Mechna. Oh, that pitch just, I guess, barely missing the outside of the zone. So 3-0 here for Liam Forsyth.
Hey, Coach Gomes just talking it over with his coaching staff over there. So looks like Mechna is going to go the rest of the inning.
And Mechna is going to walk Forsyth there. So they trust their guy to close out the inning. Well, I take that back. We'll see. It could just be a pep talk. Head coach Joey Gomes heading out there.
Yeah, hasn't motioned to the bullpen. Blake Crawford getting up in that bullpen, but, you know, just heading out there, talk to his reliever who's basically turned this into a second start. Just, you know, get ready and, you know, carry it on, bring it home for the boys. Go play some hacky sack.
Exactly. That's the goal at the end of the day. Play hacky sack.
That was actually, I believe that was on the road trip to Humboldt last year. That they were playing hacky sack on the beach.
You're right. You're right. You're definitely right, Hugo.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mason Lerma, I mean, you got to love it. Lerma brings a lot to the clubhouse. He brought hacky sack last year, and everyone became incredibly good at it.
Addicted.
Yeah, that's a better word for it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we will have coverage of Game 2 of this series. It'll be at 6 p.m. It'll be right here, but also, and more probable, on ysn365.com/live.
And there's a strike there from Mechna. And, yeah, you're talking about YSN 365. You're going to want to tune into that. That is a legit broadcast we've got going. I mean, multiple cameras, so it's a great watch.
And game of the week. Humboldt and Healdsburg, battle of the two H-towns, battle of two towns with a lot of history.
Throw down to second, trying to catch him on the way back, and it's not going to get him.
Two towns in industry and just beautiful, beautiful towns. Really, Healdsburg and Humboldt, two gems on the West Coast.
Wow, beautifully put, Hugo. All right, Mechna working to finish the inning. We'll see if he can do that. 2-2 count here against Elijah McNeil. Mechna. This hit by McNeil right into the left center gap, and it's going to send one runner home and make it two. A wide turn at third. And the throw gets out of the glove of Burge. And now McNeil, he's going to trot over to third. A great hit right there and great base running from the Crabs. This game just got a little bit closer, 11-5 now. And Coach Gomes is going to walk out to the mound and check up on Mechna.
Yeah, well, it's a long outing for Mechna. He performed well. Looking to carry it on into his next outing. Great job on him. And we're going to see his own teammate, Blake Crawford, come in.
And Gomes hands the ball to Crawford. And he's going to get ready to try to finish up this inning here and then close out the game in the next inning.
Now coming to pitch from the University of Oregon, number 26, Blake Crawford.
All right, we're going to step aside as Blake Crawford warms up here and gets ready for his big outing against the Crabs. All right, Blake Crawford out here dealing, and he's working with some cheddar, as the kids say.
Yeah, Crawford out of Oregon. He's a homegrown kid, Westland, Oregon, Westland High School. As you mentioned, Ryan, the number 4 overall player out of Oregon.
And number 1 left-handed pitcher.
Yes, indeed, and he did not see any action this season with the Ducks, but he's playing summer ball with some of his classmates and friends, and looking to turn that around in 26.
And he's going to miss up high there, but McNeil's going to stay over at third.
Funny enough, Oregon actually has been a great source of Packer players. Mentioned last year, Maddox Maloney, who's supposed to be one of the top prospects in the 2026 draft. And he might, I don't think he is eligible to go this year, but he could. We'll see.
You never know. So Crawford just looking to find his footing here. And the first batter he's facing. Doesn't help that there's pressure from McNeil over on third.
Yeah, he's got a great frame. He's a big dude.
Yeah, 6'5".
And he throws hard. Yeah.
And the pitch from Crawford will miss. And now runners on the corners for the Crabs in just a 6-run game.
Yeah, well, you know, you were mentioning it earlier. Anything can happen right now. It's the 8th inning. The Crabs could go on a run. I mean, we've seen 10-run innings, 11-run innings with the Packers this summer. And we've seen crazier in other leagues. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that would take up some time if an inning went that long, as that fouled off over towards the Packers bullpen. And there's the strike Bradley wants, right down the middle. Now 0-2 against the leadoff batter, Keenan Morris.
This would be a good strikeout to get. Leave 2 runners stranded, send some momentum back, maybe get some insurance runs, and then close it out in the top of the 9th. We'll see.
And he's going to miss there to Morris, so now 1-2 count. And Packers still just searching for that single out they have left to get here in the top of the 8th. Morris ready for the pitch. Here's Crawford. And that'll do it, but it's a drop third strike. And what's going on? Oh, the umpire's telling him to stay. Okay, I thought he was just throwing people out. He was throwing his finger everywhere. I was a little confused. So now 11-6. Crabs add a run here after a drop third strike.
Yeah, still a strikeout, but registered as an error for the catcher. So
yeah.
when people always ask me, what if we were to see, is there a way that someone could get more strikeouts in a game than if you were to toss a perfect game where just an immaculate game, 21 strikeouts facing 21 batters in high school, there is a way you could get 22 or even 23 strikeouts, but it becomes no longer a perfect game. It becomes a no-hitter.
Ooh, and Crawford blows it by Jacob Pappas there. So 0-2. He has the chance to get another strikeout here and finally get that third out. Crawford deals, and that's fouled off. Yeah, Crawford's a pitcher that really slows down the momentum of just each at bat, and he takes his time. He's a patient pitcher. He's not going to rush into pitches, and he's displaying that right here. Checking on the runner over at second, and he's going to fire. And that's high and outside for the first ball on the count.
Yeah, good discipline here by these Humboldt hitters to, not swing at these high cheese and outside pitches, trying to get them to chase. They're extending their at-bats, and they're along with that, they're extending this inning and scoring more runs.
And fouled off once more. A good battle here from Pappas.
Great hands there by Cameron Sewell. He saw that ball very well, caught it off of the bounce.
Yeah, good reaction time.
Sewell, he saw a home run earlier today. He waits on deck, 1 for 3 in the game with a walk and that homer back in inning number 5.
Crawford, and he does it. 2 strikeouts for Crawford as he finally gets out of that inning. But the Crabs add on. It's an 11-6 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
And we are back here, bottom of inning number 8. And alongside me, I'm Hugo Traverso. I'm joined by Nolan Brenner, who is our broadcaster tonight.
How's it going, Hugo?
Pretty good. Nolan, you're coming from baseball practice with Healdsburg All-Stars. How you guys doing?
We had a good practice today. I really like how we're shaping up before the tournament.
It's good to hear. Yeah, District 35 tournament. Healdsburg trying to get some big wins there. Cade Campbell trying to keep this lead for the Packers. Facing off against Spencer Jacobs. 2-0 count now.
I really like how Jacobs hides the ball and kind of deceives the Packers hitters from timing him up better.
Yeah, it's really reaped rewards for him. He has been stellar on the mound in his 2 innings of work. This is inside there. It's going to be 3-0. Now.
Good pitch right there, located on the outer half.
Yeah, I mean, Jacobs has been great with command, which has been a lot less consistent amongst the other Crabs pitchers. He walks Ladoff, who leads off with the walk, but we'll see. That is actually the 11th free pass gifted to the Packers today. Walks galore for the Crabs. It's actually their 80th walk given up this season by their pitching staff, almost the same amount as their batters have drawn this year.
Yeah, not what you draw up there to start this inning. Definitely want to throw strikes and try to get your team back in the dugout as that one's cranked down the left field line. Ladoff coming around, giving the stop sign at third, and it's a double for a guard.
Yeah, JC Agard getting a nice double out of that one. And now runners on second and third. They load scoring position, looking for some insurance runs here. And it is going to be the man, Cade Campbell, the only Packer who has not reached base tonight. He's 0 for 4. He's looking to finally reach base, drive home some big runs out of Cal.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be that guy if you're Campbell. Trying to right that wrong.
And he grounds this one foul off to the left. Coach Gomes backs away from that one. Runner at second is Agard. Runner at third is Ladoff. 0-1 count now to Campbell. The pitch. That one's in the dirt. 1-1. Seen a little bit of some spiking action here from the Crabs. They have not had the best success. Looks like Jacobs going to take them the rest of the way. So, conserve some arms for tomorrow's game at 6 o'clock right here. 1-1. Swung on and driven foul. Long road trip for the Crabs this week, actually. They're in Healdsburg for 3 days, and then they head to Lincoln for another 3 days. Don't get home until Sunday, so wishing them the best on this road trip. But Packers looking to add it on. Swing and a miss, though. Campbell strikes out there, his third strikeout of the game, and he's really been whiffing on that stuff low in the zone.
Yeah, great pitch there to throw off Campbell's timing.
Yeah, and now Antonelli Savateri comes up. And Nolan, funny enough, every time you're broadcasting, he hits a home run. So let's see, can he do it again?
Let's see.
Jacobs deals to the left-handed batter, and it drops into the bottom of the zone for a called strike. He's been locating that breaking ball low in the zone perfectly.
Yeah, good off speed there to start off Savateri.
0-1 to the Texas Tech Red Raider. It's outside, 1-1. How is Antonelli? You know, you're his host family, so how is he? What is he like?
He's chill. He's a great attitude and always up to try something fun, you know?
I remember you telling me about your journey to Mombos with him, and you know, he's been enjoying it out here in the Berg this summer. Packers looking to add on win number 8 and win a crucial first game of a 3-game series against the Crabs here. 11-6, Healdsburg leads. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit high. They've got to catch it. And it's going to be the third baseman, Perazzo, calling off McNeil to make the catch.
Yeah, doing the pop-up dance out there, but manages to track it down.
And now Jonathan Kim stepping in. Jay Souza's day is done. Has been done for a while. Little Tokyo drift, trying to bring home a couple runs. Great damage control being done by Jacobs. He has been stellar for the Crabs. Swing and a miss again. That low breaking stuff has just been nasty.
Iconic walk-up song, though. How do you like it?
100%. This is one of the best walk-up songs on the Prune Packers. You know Jonathan Kim is coming to the plate, and I mean, he broke out with a roar on the first opening night. He had a 3-run shot out to right center field, and that really established him as going to be a great bat off the bench and a reliable bat in the starting lineup for the Packers. 1-1. Swung
Absolutely.
on and missed. Nasty work here for Jacobs. 1-2, 2 down. Runners on second and third.
I really like how Jacobs is keeping the hitters off balance.
So that one's grounded to first, and they say it's foul. Yeah, you were saying about Jacobs?
Yeah, so I like how he's keeping the hitters off balance, and they don't really know what to expect. Like, that fastball that normally the Packers would hammer seems a little bit faster and a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. You mentioned him hiding the ball. That has been huge for the Crabs because it has caused so many whiffs. The 1-2, swing and a miss. So Jacobs retires the side, sustains no damage, and going back up are the red hot Crab bats. And we will step aside 11-6 as we head to the top of inning number 9. All right, we're back, and the man leading off the top of the 9th is a good one. Cameron Sewell. He's seen the ball well so far this game. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and a walk. It's been pretty good.
Let's see if he can see it well to get a hit for his Crabs team that desperately needs a base runner here to start off the 9th.
Yeah, Crabs have had some trouble hitting earlier on in the ball game, but fixed it up. Crawford back out there. 0-1. Drops low. Called ball.
Nice movement on that pitch. A good 0-1 pitch, though.
They're really setting him up. I mean, the pitch sequence here from these Oregon Ducks have been really great.
Yeah.
1-1 is fouled off. Nearly takes out a bat boy down there.
Yeah, good thing it kind of got slowed down by the netting, or that could have been bad. He was like standing up. Yeah, I don't think he knew where it was.
Yeah. It's the glory of Rec Park, is it can get, ball can be fouled off and come right back at you. As Crawford just missed on that one.
Great 1-2 pitch, though, located at the top. Could have easily got a swing and a miss.
Well, he's going to look to work off of that one. I think he might go breaking ball here, low again and outside, trying to get the swing and the miss. Here's the 2-2. Swing, and that one is fouled off. Should be mentioned, Hideki Prather now in at catcher for the Pack.
Just got a piece to stay alive. Feels like the Packers have just an assortment of Ducks players, and they just are great at recruiting them.
Yeah, especially the relief side of things. Tanner Bradley. Now Crawford, and the middle relief today was also an Oregon Duck in Mechna. So great outings for them. 3-2 now, so the count will go full. The 3-2 for Crawford.
Big pitch here.
Outside, and he walks him. Sewell indeed does see it well and draws a walk, his second of the ball game. And now Adam Enyart comes up. Packers might send Tucker Bougie out there to the bullpen. He is designated as the emergency pitcher tonight. They're just going with a 3-pitcher mix today. 11-6 the score. Prather behind the plate. Crabs will not send the runner. It's going to be first pitch. Fastball that's located outside or into the zone. 0-1.
Yeah, I don't expect to see a lot of aggressive base running from the Crabs because it's not very worth it.
That one is ripped foul. Enyart, he's been solid at the plate, batting .394 heading into this game. 5 homers and 20 RBI. He had a double back in the 4th that led to the first run of the ball game being scored for the Crabs. Here comes the 0-2. He winds and deals. Swing and a miss. Got him reaching out there. Strikeout for out number 1.
Made him look silly with that perfectly located pitch on the outside.
Yes, he did. That was a great pitch. And now Medikov comes to the plate. Double play ball is in order here for the Packers to get out of this one and get the win. It would be a huge win in the 3-game series. First game win, and so there's a first pitch fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. And on top of that, be their second win, which would keep them in first place in the Pac Empire League. (0-1) with 1 out. Crawford deals, going low in the zone there. Umpire doesn't give it to him.
If you're the Crabs, you got to get a base runner by any means necessary.
Exactly. This is where, you know, you can't really go with small ball, but you might have to. 11-6 is the score. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Crawford blowing it past him
Crawford
at
starting
91.
Crawford starting to find a rhythm and get really his tempo down.
Yeah, he's a guy that reminds me very much of Ben Joyce. Similar build, great velo. Here's the pitch. That one is cut on and hit high and foul. And the kids will go and scramble for that.
It's like a flock that they just all go.
Where would you look to locate this next pitch?
I would, similar to the last, how he got the last guy out, right on that outside, try to blow by him with a fastball.
We'll see if he can do that. The 1-2 swing, and that one is hit hard, and it'll go foul.
He actually did go on the outside, but just able to get a piece to stay alive.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. One, two on the way. Low, trying to get soft contact. If he can here, we could see a double play ball. Packers, surprisingly, have not turned a double play today. Be their first game frankly, a week that they haven't turned a double play. But Crawford gets the strikeout, so they're not going to need it. 4 strikeouts now on the day for Crawford. And now Houston Hirschkorn from UC Davis coming to the plate.
Seems like that's a signature move of the Packers to get out of tough jams and innings, just to get that twin killing.
Exactly. They had quite a few double plays against the Stockton Pearls, and also more so against the Marysville Giants. So that pitch gets past Prather, and on the wild pitch, moving up to second will be Sewell.
Easy 90 feet for Sewell. I gotta mention, back-to-back Ks for Crawford with that outside part of the plate. Really feeling it right now.
And we'll see if he can do it again here against Hirschkorn. Get the Packers and their fans to bed here and ready for yet another great game of baseball. That pitch is in there, called strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1, 2 down, 11-6. Prune Packers lead. Do a quick wrap up following the final pitch of this game. Swing and a miss. Down to the final strike, and here comes the collapse, Nolan. Here we go.
Crawford is not messing around, just throwing heat.
Here we go. Here come the collapse. Crawford winds, checks over, deals, inside, nearly gets him.
Almost looked like it clipped him there.
Yeah, funny enough, the man on deck, Forsyth, he's clapping too. Just trying to, maybe a little bit of mockery. But here comes the collapse. 2-2, 2 down. Crawford deals. And, nearly offers at it. Great discipline here from Hirschkorn.
Yeah, tried to get him 3 times in a row, the Crabs hitter, with that outside pitch. But now the count runs full.
Yeah, full count, 2 down. Hirschkorn trying to extend his team's stay here. The pitch. Outside, he walks. Hirschkorn.
Great AB there from Hirschkorn. Clutching up to get his team another chance.
Yeah, now Forsyth comes to the plate. They're going to need a few chances here. We'll see if they can get those chances. Still a long ball game. Forsyth coming to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He grounded into his fielder's choice, struck out, singled, and reached on a walk that later scored back in inning number 7. Or inning number 8.
If you're the Crabs, you just have to find ways to keep the line moving and get on base.
Yeah, that pitch is in the dirt for a called ball. Coach Gomes has called everyone in. So Packers ready to wrap this thing up, call it good, and send them into game number 2 of this 3-game series that will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. on ysn365.com/live. The 1-0 is up high, 2-0. 2-0 the count here with 2 down. Runners at first and second.
Yeah, and on the flip side, if you're Crawford, the last thing you want to do is give free passes to the Crabs.
Exactly. This has been a game that's been filled with free passes. Crawford just trying to get out of things. 2-0 on the way. He's checking on the runner at second. Sewell, he has been playing some mind games.
Fouled straight back. He was ready for that 2-0 fastball.
Yeah, 2-1 now. Crawford kind of extending his outing here. Two one, 2 down. Force play at any base, not at home, but at any base there's a force play.
What do you think he's thrown here?
Breaking ball, but he goes fastball. I thought he was going to go breaker in the dirt, try and get him to chase, but clearly they've been playing such great at-bats that they're going to go 2-2. And now fans electing not to clap for superstition. Some fans will clap, but here we go. The claps come back, 2-2. Crawford trying to close this out. The pitch. Outside, 3-2.
Evasive, this strike 3 or last out of the game. Crabs doing a really good job of staying within themselves, not chasing, and making Crawford throw them a good pitch.
Yeah, we'll see if that pays off for him. 3-2 on the way here to close it out. Blake Crawford. The pitch, swing and a miss! Packers win it. And your final 11-6. Healdsburg wins 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Packers. 6 runs on 7 hits on 3 errors for the Crabs. The tie-dye does not come through. They'll look to come back tomorrow, though, as we will head to Game 2 of the 3-game series. It'll be live right here on YSN 365. Ryan Moffett and myself, Hugo Traverso. But, Nolan, any final thoughts?
Well, I thought it was a great game by both teams, but at the end of the day, clutch hitting by the Packers with men in scoring position and too many walks for the Crabs to get it done today. Let's see if the Crabs can rebound tomorrow or if the Packers will continue their undefeated season.
Yeah, we'll see. So the Packers, they end up playing the devil in this game. They end the perfect game or perfect season for the Crabs. Crabs fall to 12-1. Packers go up to 8-0. Will strengthen that number 3 ranking. Thank you all for joining us. For Ryan Moffett, Nolan Brenner, all of our analytics guys, I have been Hugo Traverso. Packers win it 11-6. We'll be right back at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Don't miss a beat. Adios.